What up, YouTube? It's your boy Zod. Of course, you can see my face now. But the whole video that I put out about P. Diddy, a lot of people didn't like it. There was a lot of people in my DMs, not necessarily talking mess, but they want to argue about the validity of people's statements against him. And the whole video wasn't about that. My whole video was about the fact that if you're a grown man and of age and you're privy to certain situations and you feel some type of way about it, then it was on you to handle your business as a grown man. But don't come on social media and make multiple videos and try to do interviews on how you seen P. Diddy doing certain things, but yet you did nothing about it. Now, to each is their own. There's going to be some people that didn't really like it. Obviously, it was only 197 views on the video, so obviously people didn't like it or just didn't want to pay attention to it. The whole reason I'm choosing to speak on Diddy is because I find bullshit in a lot of stuff that's being said. Like now, like I said, I'm not here to, like, I've had multiple conversations with multiple people, and I'm not here to argue the validity of against the validity of people's statements, and I'm not here to protect Puff Daddy. At the end of the day, that man is a billionaire, and half the shit that's being said on social media, he could probably care to. It's only the people that could actually hurt him is that he's worried. It's who he's worried about. All these other bloggers and stuff like that, like kind of like this channel, he's not really paying attention to it. So I'm not here to argue validity, and I'm not here to argue against his defending himself, because if I was making that much money and people were saying things that might not necessarily be true, I would be arguing against it too, and I would be putting all my money behind it. Now, like I said, people that were privy to it and you're a grown man, you did nothing about it, regardless of whether you're aggressor or whatever. If you're gonna come on social media and tell, you might as well have went and told the cops in the first place and gather some type of proof. You know what I mean? But instead, these people hold it and they don't necessarily care about if somebody was being groomed or not. They just care about this future payday and was probably looking to backstab him in the end anyway. Or they got into the situation expecting something that just wasn't going to come about. You got people that have no talent, but they swear to God that you owe them something. And in situations like that, and the whole reason I say that is because people are coming on social media that were supposedly up under him, that were grown men and grown women, and supposedly he took advantage of them. But at the end of the day, it's like you allowed a man to take advantage of you. There's no way, if you're an adult, you can be groomed by another man. Like, if you're just not with his whole get down, then you just don't be around him. But that just tells you that people will sell their soul. People will go to the extremes to either be rich, to be validated, or to be some type of famous. They don't care what they got to do. And that's been proven. And that's been proven time and time again. People like these cats that say, oh yeah, well, I went to his party and I didn't know. You knew. Everybody know what Diddy is into. They know his parties get wild, and they pretty much just do rumors and other famous people that are telling fools, hey, don't go if you're not into this. People went anyway. Some people out of curiosity, some thinking that they can get away with certain things without being recognized, or maybe thinking, oh, you know what, since he's into it, I'm into it, nobody's going to say nothing about it. Or those who want to further their career. A lot of people went in knowing what this dude was into. A lot of these dudes that try to act all gangsters rightfully bending over for this dude, allegedly, because they wanted to further their career. They wanted to get further ahead. They knew to be next to P. Diddy was like being next to Bill Gates, just a hood version. You know what I mean? You can tell and look at Diddy and know dude is super eccentric, but then you can also, see that he has enough money to do that. Some people become eccentric just simply due to the fact that they can buy absolutely everything that they want, but there's some things that they, you know what I'm saying? It's like people that never had that type of money, that they live extravagant, but they were never used to it, but they have to do this in order to make them feel normal, I guess. Like, this video is not to defend anybody. It's just content, like, in my point of view on things. And my point of view is, if you're a grown man or a grown woman, there's no way that this dude should have been able to do what he did to you, allegedly. Because that's what the cops are for. A lot of these people are civilians. They're not gangsters. They're not attached to any type of organization. These dudes are regular people, singers and songwriters and and producers. You could have went to the cops. Went to the cops with whatever evidence you had, and they would have dug in this dude's backside if it was really what you were saying it is. But these cats, I'm telling you, a lot of dudes is not paying attention because they like to go with the hype. But these dudes, this is a cash grab. And that's what happens. When one accusation comes out, usually other ones follow. And that's why they say whenever somebody try to blackmail you, don't even respond to it. You know what I mean? Like, because if you pay one, you're going to pay another. Because I can guarantee they got a whole slew of people that, conversate with each other that are like, look, I'm going to get paid and you get paid. And, man, dude, you got dudes that'll ruin motherfuckers' life just for no reason. Now, like I said, I'm not here to defend Puffy. I'm not here to defend anybody. I could care less on what happens at the end of the day. I don't know him and I don't know anybody else that's involved in this case. All I'm saying is that it makes absolutely no sense for a grown man to come on social media and say that they were groomed when they were of age. Oh, Puffy did this to me. Puffy did that. So you're telling me at 20, 30 years old, you let a grown man bend you over and pump you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you let a grown man run up in you for what? Because he groomed you? Nah, you were looking to get paid somewhere, some shape or form, and he didn't pay you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. You know, when people be like, oh, I got this coming, and then they think they got it, and then they didn't sign the proper paperwork, and then bam, in the end, they end up getting, like, you went from making, supposedly, getting $1 million to getting 5,000 for what you assume would be worth more, but you got duped up out of it because you're not business savvy. You see Lil Wayne, he warned cats about this dude. You see multiple people tell you about Diddy, dudes that were privy but didn't want to take that step. They're like, nah, I could go to Puffy's party, but I choose not to. Dude, I seen the whole thing with Puffy in the bathtub, and I don't know who was the other rapper that was right there, but dude's telling him to get in the hot tub. Dude just standing right there, like, laughing, like, man, you know, Diddy's parties is off the hook. Yeah, you knew what's off the hook. You went there expecting to get paid. You got bent over and got your just, and you didn't, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't get what you expected. You know what I'm saying? So, since you're going to get outed anyway, like, man, okay, let me just go ahead and put this on Puffy. Like, you got to make it make sense. None of this makes sense. Grown man supposedly getting groomed, not mentally handicapped, not anything of that nature, not autistic, nothing. You're of sound mind, you're a grown man, and you're bending over for another man for a price. When you didn't get what you got, you know, that you expected to get for all your pain and suffering, you chose to go the other route. Now I'm going to out you. These dudes better hope that they bury Puff. Because if they don't, all these dudes is like, yeah, I don't care if Puff had 1 million fool smirks. It don't matter to me. Like, that's just life. My whole thing is, if you're a grown man and you're talking about you got bent over by another man, or he was fondling you and you allowed it, or you seen him dealing with minors and you allowed it, you're just as much trash as him if it's true. But man, I'm gonna go into something else, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, make it make sense. You know what I mean? And for the people that don't like the video, that's cool. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there's people that are coming along later on that might actually like what I'm talking about. But until then, I continue to put out these videos, and hopefully not so on this, but whatever.